Hello, I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. It's been long, but we are back. Thank you for joining us. And today we'll be talking about the, the exploits of the Anambra State government, led by Professor Charles Gov.Soludo in Okpoko, Obado local government, part of the greater Onitsha region. And this place is notorious. And not only that it's notorious in the past, but it's like an abandoned place for the less privileged people. If I were to describe it, it's like one of the greatest slums, the biggest slum in Nigeria. And around 2 million people live there because the place is full of people. The government says between 1 million, but it's up to 2 million people living there. There are massive population there. But over the years, the government in the past do not, bother. But we are going to be talking deeply as we watch the entrance of the Anambra State government, Anambra State governor into that Obuko, now known as New Heaven. Stay tuned. But before then, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm so called the NYE, the son of the wonderful. Stay tuned. So this is Okpoko, and you can see Okpoko has never been that good like this. Look at those roads. Although there are a lot still need to be done because you still have open drainages and you still have grasses left untouched on the side. And you still have some of the buildings too close to the road, not provision of walkways, as you know, that has been a major issue in Anambra State. The government doesn't actually think that the pedestrians will have supposed to have privileges, so to avoid unnecessary harm to people. But I hope they will eventually, live up to this expectation and increase, change their mindset on this. That it's about also the pedestrians. So it's about the pedestrians also. It's not just about the motorists, the bike people, but also the pedestrians is a major component of any neighborhood, and they must be protected. And to protect them, basically, and to make the street look habitable and to look nice, you have to provide a bigger walk areas both sides of the road, not less than 5 feet. 5 feet walkways, not the little ones they normally, whenever they provide something like 2 feet, sometimes 2.5 feet walkway. It should be 5 feet or more so that people walk on there. And they also encourage people to, those that want to do exercise to, go on the side instead of being on the road. And this, in addition of closing the drainage, will make the city, when you show this Okpoko now, if those things were done with a lot of trees on the side, you will never know that this is Nigeria. But this one, immediately you see it, you know this is actually Nigeria, and you all immediately know it's Anambra State because the hair marks are there. But that's not what we are talking about. We are going to be talking about this entrance of good things into Okpoko. It has never happened before in Anambra State that a governor, start his project in this place, in this type of place. They normally start with affluent areas of the state, but you can see that this is the first time, and this is showing the capacity of the government of Anambra State under the leadership of Professor Charles Soludo. Many people tend to criticize him because of his, some of these statements. But in the actual sense, you cannot question what he has done to the Okpoko people. But I do also believe that he can even do more. He can even do more. There are a lot of things he can also do. If you look at the housing settings, some of these houses need to actually reclaim. The government need to reclaim them, and also to build a better housing, or buy them off, and also try to create jobs in this locality, because one of the major problems with Okpoko is lack of jobs and abandonment, which made that place notorious for most of the crimes that happens in Greater Onitsha. Okpoko is like the breeding ground over the years for all those criminals. That's why sometimes you're walking along the Onitsha Owerri Road and all those areas, there's a lot of crimes being committed. And those people, whenever they are being chased, they move into Okpoko. Okpoko was like a hideout for criminals because the government created that problem. Because it's very bad for any government to abandon any section of the society. So, your development objective must, inculcate all, especially the poorest of the poor. So that's why it's always very, very important, for governments in Nigeria to, change their mindset and know that they are meant to change the life of the people, and that all animals are equal. They shouldn't not, based on those that sponsor them. I mean, the big money bags. So, because any investment put in here, you will see the impact immediately. Think about that. If some of this area is actually government buying over some of those land, some of those properties that are dilapidated, and build something that will create jobs. I said in one of the videos, how about building nursing college? The type Soludo is building in Isofia. If you can build this thing in Obuko, build something in nursing college that will accommodate something like 2,000 to 5,000 nurses. This will immediately change this place, and most of these properties will appreciate, and the owners will be forced to demolish them because they are not going to give them CFO with this type of properties. So the whole place will be modernized, and modern jobs will come in here immediately. Building like a creative hub. What I mean a creative hub, a small scale business park where a lot of those people the government gave money for the one youth 2 skills program of the government of Anambra State, will have like their incubation ground where they start producing all sorts of things. Obuko is like in spite they were abandoned, but everything fake, they go to Okpoko to produce it. So supposing if you give them opportunity to be producing something better. So there are a lot of talented boys and girls, young boys and girls in this area. But because they were not from the highbrow areas, they were abandoned over the years. So you see, I've talked about having a business in a creative park where those people can manufacture or produce certain things, household items. The government will give them money and they will be producing things there. The government can also set up something like foundry or fabrications park in this place. It can actually fashion an area where it can actually harbor something between 100 to 200 area business park, that where they can fabricate tools, fabricate something like iron gates, windows, and a lot of things. It can be done in Okpoko, and this will create a ready job for them. You see, I'm starting to suggest to government what they need to do to Obuko. It's not just building the roads, but they need to, purposely create something that will create jobs in Obuko. So I've said about nursing school, college. I talked about creative hub whereby they have a business incubation and fabrication or pack built. Another one is machine tool or metal works, because a lot of boys here, they are very creative in metal something, and you know that you have almost two motor spare parts nearby, the one in Amazu, part of Okpoko, and the one across the road at Ugwaba. So a lot of those people can also be using that to fabricate a lot of things. So what again am I going to suggest? Another thing I will suggest the government also to do here is also to set up what I will call massive fish ponds. Fish ponds in Obuko area. There are some areas of Obuko. The government will need to build something like between 200 to 500 fish ponds. These fish ponds, people there will be giving money, seed money, to set up those things, and the government will be having its own percentage. This will create a big industry there with processing of it in that place also. These are things the government can, but I just want to celebrate the entrance of Soludo, Governor Soludo, into Okpoko. A new thing coming into Obuko that Soludo has brought. We will talk more about these things in the next vlogs. Thank you very much for joining us. I am still Kodili-nye, the son of wonderful. Credit to the Anambra new media, the Anambra government media for this. And remember to always subscribe to our channel and have a wonderful time wherever you are. God bless you. See you in the next one. Bye.